Recently, I was able to escape Amex Pop-Up jail. Not only that, but I was also able to beat it in the same day that I received the cursed pop-up notification. So today, I will show you the steps and methods that I tried in order to break free from the wrath of Amex. I do want to explain that your mileage may vary, and actually it probably will for sure. Some of these methods that worked for me may not work for you, while some of these methods that didn't work for me may actually work for you. Also, I may have gotten really lucky because I was able to overcome Amex Pop-Up jail in just one day, as you'll see in a little bit. Whereas sometimes it may actually take a few months to get out of pop-up jail. That's why I suggest giving all of these methods a try until you find the one method that actually works. It's kind of like when we had the red rings of death, and wow, that really brings up so many childhood memories. Well, before I get started with the solutions, you must know why you were in jail in the first place. Unlike real life, Amex doesn't really tell you why you're being arrested and put in jail. If you're not familiar with Amex Pop-Up Jail, it is a pop-up warning that you receive when you are applying for an American Express credit card. This warning states that you could still apply for the card, but you are not eligible to receive the welcome offer that would normally come with it. That means even if your credit card application is accepted, you will not receive the welcome offer. So as soon as you see this pop-up message, stop what you're doing and cancel the application. Hitting welcome offers is a crucial part of applying for any credit card, so you want to make sure that you don't miss out on that opportunity. And like I mentioned earlier, Amex does not give a clear explanation as to why you would receive this pop-up. Their explanation for being in pop-up jail is because of one of the following reasons. Reason number one, they took into consideration my history with credit card balance transfers. For my case, I know it wasn't that because I did not do a single balance transfer on any credit card in my life, especially with an Amex card. All right, so next, reason number two, your history as an American Express card member. Okay, well, this explanation does not tell us much either. What about our history as an Amex member? I pay all of my cards in full and on time and never made a late payment. I've also been an Amex member for over 5 years, so I'm not that new of a customer. But okay, Amex, I get it. This is just your normal corporate generic explanation, so it could be something else. Reason number three, the number of credit cards I've opened and closed. And this actually could have affected my decision since I just got the Blue Business Plus card like a little over a month ago. However, that's a business card, so I don't think it would affect something like this. It also couldn't be the number of cards I closed since I haven't closed any of my Amex cards before. Then of course, Amex had to just slide on in the little and other factors part to make their reason for putting you in jail even more mysterious. Besides these reasons that Amex listed here, there are a few other explanations as to why you might have received the Amex pop-up. Maybe you spend too little of an amount on your Amex cards, or you're using too many introductory 0% APR bonus offers, or you're spending too much on elevated promotional reward categories, or you close the card too quickly, or close a card after taking a retention offer, or maybe Amex just straight up doesn't like you. It literally could be any of those reasons and many more, since again, Amex is not very clear about these things. Personally, I think I might have been in Amex pop-up jail because the Blue Business Plus card came with an intro 0% APR offer. But it's not like I got that card, then closed it after I took advantage of the 0% interest. My God, I'm not a monster. I don't know, bro. Amex is really just giving out these pop-up jail warnings nowadays so willy-nilly, like I don't even know what's going on, dude. Anyway, let me take you through my Amex pop-up jail experience to show you different ways to help you get out of it. First up, of course, I screen recorded the tragic first attempt I did to apply for the Amex Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card. For some context, I was signed into my Amex account and was in a normal internet browser on my computer. I honestly did not think I was going to be considered for pop-up jail, so I guess you could say I was shocked, to say the least, when I saw the message show up on my screen. But you can see here, I went through the little loading icon and eventually the dumb pop-up warning just kind of just showed up out of nowhere. At that moment, honestly, my stomach sank because I needed to get the elevated, amazing welcome offer on the Brilliant card because, you know, it was going to be like a week until that offer was going to end. For my situation, time was of the essence, and maybe it was my fault for waiting until literally the last week to apply for this credit card, but whatever. So obviously, after getting pissed off for a second, I went ahead and canceled the application. At this point, your credit score will not be affected. Nothing will be really affected except your ego. So you could try to continue to apply multiple times to get rid of that pop-up somehow, which is what I did. I paced around a little bit, thinking about which method to try first, and eventually I decided to do a simple solution, which was to just go into incognito mode. As a matter of fact, that's how Chad's money minutes got out of his pop-up jail. However, that sounded a little too easy, so I took it a step further and I switched the device that I applied on. I went from my laptop to my phone, and I took it even a step further and I switched over to a cellular connection so that I wasn't using the same Wi-Fi as when I just applied earlier. In summary, I switched devices, switched Wi-Fi, or used a VPN, or went to cellular, and I was in incognito mode. This is exactly what I would do if I wanted to look up something sus and not be tracked by the FBI. So how can Amex possibly deny me my welcome bonus now? Well, with my new angle of attack, I applied once again and received the same Amex pop-up. Well, okay. So Amex wants to play a little game, huh? They're playing hard to get, and I guess I couldn't just squeeze on by with some basic offensive maneuvers like that, huh? That was too easy. Amex is smarter than that. So then I had to do something a little more advanced, something a little bit more creative that I found on the internet. What if I used someone else's referral link for the Amex Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card instead? Because maybe I couldn't do this by myself. Maybe I needed a little help from someone to convince Amex that I am worthy of their welcome bonus. At this point, I was a little over half an hour since I received the first news that I was in pop-up jail. I was also starting to accept the fact that maybe I wasn't going to get this elevated offer after all. But I couldn't give up quite yet, so I used someone's referral link, but also went back to my laptop, used a different internet browser, can't forget about incognito mode, and I even connected my laptop to my phone for an internet hotspot. All I had to do was hit apply and get disappointed once again. At this point, I was really hopeless. I knew Amex Pop-Up Jail was annoying, but I didn't know it was this annoying. This time, I took a step back. I needed to relax a little bit and really go back to the drawing board. And by drawing board, I meant going back online and finding out how other people were able to beat Amex Pop-Up Jail. I want to share with you other solutions that other people posted on the internet just in case they may work for you. The very first solution I found has got to be the easiest, but also hardest thing to do, which is to wait. For my situation specifically, I did not have the luxury to wait. I wanted the special sign-up bonus that was going to end in like a week, so listening to this advice to wait a few weeks or a few months was not going to work. I say this is the easiest method because you literally don't have to do anything but wait and then you try again later. But I also think it's the hardest thing to do to just wait on the sideline and hope everything is going to be fixed by the next time you apply. That might be my personal preference speaking, but if you have the time to wait, then perhaps that is the best way for you to get out of pop-up jail. Another solution, which seems to have been the most common one, was to put more spend on your current American Express cards. This one is also a little bit tricky because how much more should you be charging on your cards? Should you spend a couple $100s? Should you spend a couple $1,000 more dollars? Or tens of thousands of dollars? No one is really for sure. Except I found it interesting that one source said that only spending $20 more on the cards seemed to do the trick. I would imagine that the more you spend, the higher your chances are of getting out of jail. But going back to my situation, I couldn't do that because this would require me to wait at least a couple statement cycles before I would want to try attempting applying for the card. So as I continued looking online, another solution that came up was to use targeted mail-in offers and email offers. Once I found that out, I immediately hopped onto my email and searched for any Amex Bonvoy Brilliant offers that may have slid through. You might have already seen this coming, but I did not receive any such offers. I actually rarely ever receive targeted mail or email offers nowadays, except funny enough, one did come in yesterday for the Citi Custom Cash card, which is pretty funny, and I don't need this card, so that's why it's like all crumpled up and I threw it away. By this time, I was getting to the bottom of all these articles and lists, and none of their solutions seemed to be appropriate for me. Two other methods, including applying for a different version of the card you want and applying for the card over the phone. For the case of the Amex Brilliant, there is no other version of this card, so that wouldn't make sense for me. Examples of cases when that would make sense is like applying for the Charles Schwab Platinum card instead of the regular vanilla Platinum card, or applying for the Amex Business Gold instead of the Personal Gold card. Then Then I thought I was gonna have to call Amex like how Calby did in one of his recent videos, until I saw one more solution that caught my eye. The solution was to apply for the same card, but go through the co-branded partner's website instead of directly through Amex. Thankfully, this was a solution that pertained to me and I could try it right now instead of having to wait. That's why I had to give this one a shot before I actually resorted to calling Amex to apply. As the solution stated, I just Googled Amex Bonvoy Brilliance, and instead of clicking on the Amex link, I clicked on the Marriott website instead. It then popped up a Marriott landing page and I just scrolled down, found and clicked the Apply Now button. From there, it bounced me back to a normal Amex page, which seemed to be like the same exact application form that I've been filling out all day. At this point, it basically felt like PTSD. I had nothing to lose and didn't expect much, so I just filled out the application per usual and clicked submit. Just to be thorough, I was also not signed into my Amex account here, and I was also using an incognito browser, all while being on the same internet as when I first started this journey and first received the Amex pop-up warning. It then went to this screen here, which was interesting and kind of honestly confused me for a second because I didn't see the screen all day. I thought it was a good sign, but didn't think I was out of the blue quite yet. So I hit next, and lo and behold, I had to wait yet again while they reviewed my application, and ta-da! I was finally approved. Somehow I got super lucky, and within an hour of initially receiving the Amex pop-up jail warning, I was accepted for the card. In fact, here's the card right here. If you could see it, it's black, so I guess it doesn't really like show up in the video. It's kind of dark, but oh, there. It's here, ta-da! Oh, there, is that better? You get the point, right? I also did confirm with Amex customer service that I am eligible for the elevated welcome offer that I was chasing after in the first place. This was still a frustrating experience, and I think Amex really needs to work on this whole pop-up jail policy thing. But I wish you luck in your Amex jail experiences, and I hope that one of these solutions work for you as well. And just like the Hunger Games, may the odds be ever in your favor.